Welcome to Senior Basketball Analyst. We had a couple of games on ESPN tonight. The first being the New York Knicks facing off against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers are obviously a team that is championship or bust. They have eyes back on going back to the finals. That's the goal. For the New York Knicks, it's obviously a rebuilding phase. And frankly, it's going to be a tough road. It really is. Because right now, this roster is in shambles. And Carmelo Anthony just does not have the explosion right now to make up for any of the deficiencies on this team. And I'm going to tell you, watching this game, one of the things that jumped out at me, I was watching this game and I was thinking, this Knick front court has no strength. It just has no strength. These guys cannot hold their ground. They unless Kyle O'Quinn is out there, they can't do basic big men things. And it's not that Kyle O'Quinn is great or anything, and it's not that the Knicks starting big men are really bad, but they're just not starters. Kristaps Porzingis right now is not a starter. You know, Greg Anthony made a statement on NBA TV that was perplexing to me. He said, this guy's he's going to be special. And, you know, and Kenny Smith kind of called him on it. He said, what do you mean special? Like, you mean perennial all-star special? You mean really good? Like, what do you mean? And then Greg Anthony just said, let's leave it as special. Why are you saying that? Kristaps Porzingis on the season is averaging, he's averaging on the season 12-5. I'm sorry, 12-7. Which is fine. That's fine. That's not bad. But like, it's kind of, so what? Like, what's special? That's not. And I see some things. You know, if you're following on Twitter, and by the way, if you're not following on Twitter and you're not following SeniorBasketballAnalyst.com, if you're not on there, you know what? I know what you're doing. You're getting your NBA news from 50 different sources. So you just go to SeniorBasketballAnalyst.com, follow us on Twitter. You get the updates. I all the time, like, for example, today, I found out that Dennis Schroeder was starting in place of Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver out with rest. I found that out when I just checked my Twitter timeline, because we're always updating that news. We just got tentacles going. So we get so many tentacles out there. The stuff's flying up there. I don't even know it's there yet. So you always should be checking it. I found out Isaiah Thomas was starting today on my Twitter timeline. So just make sure that you're following us, because we have all the news up there. But back to Porzingis. I've tweeted out some of these highlights. You know, he keeps climbing up people's backs on tip dunks and embarrassing people. You know, I like some of the things Kristaps does, but to say he's going to be special is just a weird thing to say to me. It's just weird. And there seems to be a lot of optimism about the Knicks this season, and I have no idea where it's coming from. They're just not as horrific as they were last year, but they're still really bad. They're still really bad. And I'm going to tell you like this. You can't have this combination. They have a combination of a front court that lacks strength. Kyle O'Quinn was second on the team, because I was watching the game and I was thinking, I can't remember the last time anybody on this team grabbed a rebound other than Carmelo. Kyle O'Quinn was second on the team in rebounding in only 19 minutes off the bench with 5. That's how badly Kristaps Porzingis and Robin Lopez just got thrown around. They got thrown around tonight. Kevin Love, and then Kevin Love was already tossing everybody all over the place. And then Tristan Thompson came in the game and just bullied their entire team. It was that bad out there. And Robin Lopez, I mean, this was a touted free agency signing. And Robin Lopez is one of those guys, you know, he's a nice bench player, but as a starter, he looks okay next to a superstar like LaMarcus Aldridge. But if you put him in a situation where he's, you know, standing next to a young rookie that's developing like Kristaps Porzingis, well, he's averaging 10-5 on the year. I mean, Robin Lopez just can't give you a whole lot. He's a backup. He's not really a quality starter. And the problem with the Knicks, the glaring issue with the Knicks is they have a combination of lacking strength up front and lacking quickness on the perimeter. This Calderon Vujacic backcourt is the worst backcourt in basketball. It's got to be. This backcourt is just plain abominable. Tonight, Calderon, 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting, 5 assists. Vujacic had a better night, 4-10 shooting, 9 points. Vujacic, I have to say this because I just don't understand how it happened. I don't know why he's back in the NBA at all, and I certainly don't know why he's starting. I don't understand that. Now, you may say, no, he's the machine. He's averaging 6 points, and he's shooting 32% from the field. He's shooting 21% from the arc. He's a jump shooter that can't shoot, and we know he can't defend. His defense is laughable. He doesn't even know how to take the right angles and get around a screen and do basic things. He has no idea how to do them. Even though he's been playing professional basketball for like a decade, he still has no idea what he's doing. I have no clue. Look, if Phil Jackson wanted to pull this guy out of obscurity and wherever he was before this, last few years, and give him a contract, whatever, it's the Knicks money, give it to him. I don't care. But to have him on the court, for 25 minutes a game starting, it serves no purpose. He's bad. He's not old. I mean, he's not young. You're giving him guys like Langston Galloway, you're giving him his minutes. To what end? Jerry Grant, another guy. Like, why are you giving him these young guys that are, 22 years old? Why are you giving their minutes away to a 30-year-old guard who can't play? It's a weird thing to do. I don't know what Derek Fisher's doing when he does that. So he has this combination as a starting lineup where his front court is weak and then his backcourt is slow. You won't win a lot of NBA games that way. They're liable, if they stick with this lineup, they're liable to win 20 games again. They're liable to be that bad. With the Cleveland Cavaliers, it was business as usual. They shot really poorly today. And to the Knicks' credit, they did play some decent defense. They can't score, so it didn't matter. But they did play some decent defense. But ultimately, the Cleveland Cavaliers wore them down. Too much LeBron James down the stretch, too much Timofey Mozgov, too much Tristan Thompson. It was just and too much Mo Williams. And Mo Williams, at one point, the announcers just had to say it. Calderon couldn't be out there because not only was he not scoring because he really doesn't have it anymore. There was a time when Calderon was a really solid offensive player. He's very efficient, but he just doesn't have it anymore. And without that efficiency, he was always a bad defender, but now he's helpless. Mo Williams was just having his way, and it was causing other Knicks players to get way out of position. It was a mess out there for the Knicks. So the Cleveland Cavaliers, we expect them to roll over New York. They're supposed to. Cleveland is going for a championship. And again, the Knicks are in the middle of a rebuilding project, so I don't want to be too hard on them, but it's rough out there for the Knicks, man. And as long as they stick with this current combination they have, it's going to be difficult. They're going to always get out to really bad starts, and it's just going to be very difficult for them because you can't have blow-bys at the point of attack and you also struggle the defensive rebound. And that's really what the New York Knicks, that's what they're looking at right now. They just got crushed on the boards, and I expect that to happen pretty consistently throughout the season. So the New York Knicks fall to the Cleveland Cavaliers 86-96, and you know that.